Hey everybody, welcome back to the channel. I'm Satoshi Shawn. You are at the Cryptopolitan, your number one source for all blockchain and cryptocurrency news. If it's your first time here, please hit that subscribe button. We're just starting out. We're trying to build the channel up, so subscriptions are really important. Hit that bell for notification because, like I said, we get out at least one video a day, if not more than one. And definitely, if there's any breaking news, we get that out to you too. Also, crush that like button. Really helps us out. With that being said, let's jump into things today. We'll head over to the Cryptopolitan, where I have all your news laid out in easy to find sections, whether it's for Bitcoin news, altcoin news, coin analysis for all the top coins, regulation, industry, scams, whatever. First, we'll go over Firefox, and they had talked about doing this last year. I think it was like 2018. We're allowing you to block crypto mining or cryptojacking, basically. It's when you go to a website and it uses your computer power to mine in the background. And Mozilla recently announced an upgrade for its Firefox browser that consists of a choice to halt crypto mining scripts on websites. The mining scripts will run in the browser, they usually without you knowing it. It just kind of slows down your browser, slows down your computer, because it's obviously using the power to mine. Using the influence on the combator's processor to mine currency for the personal benefits of the hackers. It is considered a attack because you're not allowing it. Now the choice is going to pop up like those annoying pop-ups for cookies. It's going to be offered besides control like cookies. The trailer it's in the privacy security tag, providing you to select just click on a box to not allow that. Now, I thought this was very interesting. Skybox Security published a report saying that this method of cryptojacking now accounts for 32% of all cyber attacks, while like ransomware and stuff like that's only 8%. Definitely don't hear about this being 32% versus 8%. You hear about the ransomware attacks more in the news, but bravo to Mozilla for coming out with that. There is Google doesn't allow any crypto plugins on their Chrome, and Opera I think is doing the same thing, the Opera browser. Okay, next, this is kind of poetic. It's an illegal mining. It's not like a big conspiracy. It's a very small thing, but an illegal mining operation was shut down in Australia. It's actually very poetic because it was a guy using government computers to mine crypto, which goes to destroy the financial system put in place by governments. The cases of illegal crypto mining are not all that new. However, it is an unlawful activity that is still hasn't deterred people from engaging in it. An IT executive in Australia was caught illegally mining cryptocurrency on computer systems of a government agency. I don't know, it's just hilarious. According to the police, the IT executive abused his position. He was just a contractor, too. He engaged in the illegal activity using the systems of the government agency to mine cryptocurrency. The IT executive faces criminal charges for the abuse. Didn't say exactly what they are. And the Sydney police will pursue the case under the Criminal Code Act of 1995. I mean, I guess he was stealing electricity, power. I don't know, but there's no actual law for cryptocurrency. Such instances, this is kind of funny, instances of government systems being used for mining are sparse, but a few cases have been reported. In one such incident in 2018, authorities in Russia apprehended scientists trying to mine on a supercomputer of a top secret facility. That's just hilarious. And other such cases, school principals in Hunan, China, caught mining for. I've heard a lot of colleges, especially because electricity is included with their dorm fees. They are mining the crap out of it, or they were before. But I thought that was just a hilarious story. Next, now there's a whole section here for scams on the Cryptopolitan. I wanted to hit on a couple of things to kind of give a buddy of mine some props. You can go over to the scams side, and it goes over a lot of things that were scams or illegal. Now, I want to talk about probably the biggest, most well-known scam, which was Bitconnect. I think the worst black eye when it comes to crypto. Definitely the worst since Mt. Gox. I think it's worse than Mt. Gox because Mt. Gox was more not so nefarious. It was just idiotic mismanagement and then some hijinks. But Bitconnect was, I mean, it was a Ponzi scheme. For those of you that don't know, it was a huge Ponzi scheme that was in control of a big chunk of the crypto space for a while during the bull run. You couldn't really go anywhere. You couldn't load a video. There were these, ads for it constantly. There were certain influencers that were really pushing it, and they were just in your face constantly. And it was obvious to people who know how things work that it was a Ponzi scheme. My son asked. I remember he asked me about it way back when. Who is this guy? What's the Bitconnect? Is that Bitcoin? And I was like, no, it's a Ponzi scheme, but looks like a smart Ponzi scheme. I actually thought about doing it. I never did, but it was it was a Ponzi scheme. But Ponzi schemes, if you get in, you get out, you can make money, but you make money off people, so it's not very ethical. Anyway, Texas, where I'm from, actually started lit the fuse to kill it. It was Texas, and then one of the Carolinas, I think, followed suit. And then after that, they closed up shop. They paid everyone out in their BCC tokens, and it's not traded anywhere now. Which thank God. But there was actually a resurgence that had come up, and there was an announcement there was going to be a Bitconnect 2 or 2.0, and everyone kind of freaked out about it. Obviously, it's going to be another Ponzi scheme. Obviously, it was a scam. But it took a lot of people's money. It hurt a lot of people. It messed a lot of people over. And I'm sure that they had waited for the start of this next bull run, for the end of the bear market, whatever you want to call it, to start this scam. And no matter what, they're going to get some suckers. They're going to get some suckers. They're going to rip some people off. Any scam is going to do that because there's people out there that will fall for it. There's probably people that that would fall for it if they don't know exactly what they're doing. Now, that's one thing that I wanted to bring up. It stopped now. Bitconnect 2.0 is dead, closed down. In large part to a friend of mine, is that Martini guy. I usually call him by his normal name, but I don't know if he wants me to give his regular first name. So I'm Sean, though. I don't care. Everybody knows I'm Sean. So that Martini guy did this little expose just about Bitconnect 2.0. It's terrible. It's a ripoff. Don't do it. And then he engaged his community in doing further research and finding out who the person was. They totally exposed who the person was. The person emailed them, went on Telegram in their Bitconnect 2 room and cussed him out. And it shut down. Website's closed down. The scam is done. In a large part due to him. I mean, that Martini guy's going to say it was 100% him. I had thought when it all first started that we as a community, as a space, the cryptosphere, we've matured and we've grown, and everyone's a little bit smarter that they're not going to fall for it. Definitely wouldn't be as big as it was. Wouldn't be huge. But when all the FOMO happens and all these other people come back in, there's no telling what could have happened. So I'm glad that it was shut down. I would really want to give props to that Martini guy. This is his YouTube channel. I'll leave a link to his channel in the description. He kind of is famous for exposing scammers, not just in crypto, Forex, just any kind of rip-off scams that are out there. But he's really huge in the crypto market. He's very, very passionate about crypto. It's what he does full time now. Good guy, honest guy. Definitely should subscribe to his channel. And like I said, I'll leave the link to that. Next, the more craziness in China, and this just kind of points out the craziness in China. It's so goofy, it reminds me of the United States laws. Now, China's always been like one of the worst or most unfriendly countries when it comes to crypto. As it says here, their approach has always been with strictness and has recently introduced a ban on crypto. which I think it has something to do with the Facebook coin. I think that they're somehow connected. How they specifically went after WeChat, or what's WeChat, banned all the crypto there. Facebook owned WhatsApp. I think they're going to allow that. They're going to allow the Facebook coin. They're going to allow WhatsApp, and that's what's going to happen. That's just my own personal opinion. I really do need to research more and look into it. But with Facebook launching its coin in India, and now the Indian government and the Indian Reserve Bank kind of changing their tune on cryptocurrencies, when India was the second worst market when it came to cryptocurrencies for as far as government. I really think that they're doing something shady behind the scenes. But back to China and their weird ban. This reminds me of like I said, American laws. So Sa Zhao is a council member at the Bank of China. He recently commented on the cryptocurrency, stating that owning Bitcoin in China is illegal. However, trading Bitcoin in China is legal. So crypto enthusiasts in China have always had a hard time keeping up with the regulations because they're government. Plus, they're a communist government, so that's even worse. Now they're not even a real communist government. They're like this weird hybrid, or they try to be. Some activities like initial coin offerings are completely banned. They're not going to happen. That's fine. Scam rates are rising, so that's strict and off. But Bitcoin trading is not banned, but exchanges are not allowed in China. So there's no exchanges, but you can make transactions with Bitcoin. You can buy things with Bitcoin. So it's kind of, there's so many states in the United States where you can't use fireworks, but you can buy them and sell them and possess them. But if you use them, and there's, I think, 1 or 2 states where you can't possess them, but you can buy them and sell them, which is impossible because to buy them or sell them, you have to possess them. So governments are stupid. So we analyze the current framework made for dealing with such cases. The citizens can own Bitcoin and other cryptocurrencies as well. By connecting the dots, we can also conclude that owning and making occasional peer-to-peer trading is legal in China. That's what we can do by connecting the dots. I'm glad I don't live in China. I'm glad I don't live with this uncertainty. Because one thing, I'd be more scared of the Chinese government than I would of the United States government, because we all have guns, so it's not as bad. But it's very ambiguous. But it looks like it's not as bad as most people think it would be. And I've heard that people that go to China say, "Hey man, you can pay for things with Bitcoin. You can use your cryptocurrencies. It's not like it is on the news or like you hear." So this does kind of collaborate that. Next, this is kind of a cool story. It's a Give Crypto. It's a crypto-based charity program that was started by a social health worker in Venezuela. The program is supposed to help poverty-stricken families in Venezuela. Basically, they've been giving crypto to people in Venezuela, where they have the massive over 1,000,000% inflation. And they haven't given them a ton, but a little bit goes a long way in Venezuela. Silicon Valley startup helped to provide about $7 worth of EOS to over 100 poverty-stricken Venezuelan families. Now, $7 doesn't sound like much, but it's like a month's wages for most Venezuelans. So they're able to take care of business, get food, necessities, pay some bills. And that is Give Crypto. So you can check that out. Check the story out on the Cryptopolitan. And if you want to get involved with that, I would, I don't know, I'm kind of excited about it. I want to look into it a little bit more. Next, Bosch. This is kind of a big story, I think, that people, I mean, you may have heard that Bosch is working with Ethereum, which is positive. But there is kind of something that I don't think a lot of people are talking about. Bosch is a renowned automotive company, especially over in Europe. They've announced that they're going to work with Ethereum. Spokesman of Bosch briefed the company at, the BCW 2019, that they're going to be working on their electric car charger ports with enhanced communication properties so that it is expected that the project will be backed by Ethereum. Now, in 2016, similar case of Germany's RWE electric supplier in collaboration with Ethereum initiated the project. That was a different project that was with an electric company for charging stations across the country. Now, Bosch's website elaborated that Ethereum platform would facilitate the company in terms of autonomous charging, paying EV and elect programs, and the spokesman said that they evaluated Ethereum, Hyperledger, and IOTA. Now, this is a thing I don't think a lot of people are talking about. They had talked with these other ones, especially IOTA. IOTA was really, really big, and they were actually installing charging stations across Europe. Previously, IOTA aims to provide greater scalability, fast and cost-effective transactions, but IOTA is regarded as an opponent of Ethereum and is not a blockchain intrinsically. So I think that's a really big blow for IOTA, because this was like IOTA's niche. It was really moving in there, especially like last year. Observer said that BCW 2019 there was no announcement about IOTA at all, and no reported projects were in the pipeline. The main theme of the BCW 2019 was the establishment of an integrated system where all machines, sensors, and Wi-Fi facilitated vehicles for parking and charging station will be utilized by enhanced smart contracts on the Ethereum network. So, big news for Ethereum. I think now that we're moving into this phase where like big things are starting to happen, I think it's really going to show where these different platforms take off, where there's only going to be so many, when the dust settles. And this is a big dust up. It's a very big dust up. That's about it for today. You guys take care. Thanks once again for stopping by. Please remember to hit the subscribe button and the like button. I'm Satoshi Sean. I'll see y'all in the next video.